Good morning, boys and girls. This is Coastal, also known as Marventus, coming to you from a wintry morning here in the United Kingdom. It is snowing like nobody's business in southern Hertfordshire. It looks like we're in for a thoroughly white Christmas. There's almost 2 or 3, if not 4 inches of snow on the ground, snowing heavily, pretty damn outstanding. It is Starcraft casting weather. So here I am in the bottom left hand corner as the blue Zerg, Marventus in the bottom left corner, in the top middle the teal Protoss, Mr. PVT Sandwich, clearly a person who takes his food seriously, Mr. PVT Sandwich, the teal Protoss, who is our winning opponent of the day. This is a newbie disaster video. And if you've been following along from my cast previously, I do quite a lot of casts from within the Bronze League in my own games as I document my learning experience, not only for my benefit but also for other people's, of course. Now, what I did wrong here, there was just a large amount of mistakes. I transitioned poorly out of my early roach rush. I did not adapt well to what I saw, and I macroed and microed terribly in the mid to end game. So here we go, lots of lessons to be learned here, no particular excuses. I had all the information I needed to get started with what I needed to do and still didn't do it well. So here we go. 12 supply. What do I do at 12 supply? I create a spawning pool and I get my first gas up. My drone is running around the map trying to find our opponent, who is not in any kind of hurry. At 12 supply himself, he's plopping out his first gateway now. He's chrono boosting a couple of probes. He's got his pylon at the door, as indeed he should. Not a whole lot of weirdness going on here. Mr. PVT Sandwich, reasonably experienced fella, he's playing his game at a measured pace. And I am doing the same over here. My spawning pool now halfway done and my first gas about to go up. So let's get a production tab up. So you see my spawning pool and his gateway, his first gateway, are coming about the same time. So we're both moving ahead at a measured pace. No hurry, no too early harassment to be expected from either at this point. So let's take a look at our income situation, because this is pretty interesting throughout the game. We've got similar amounts of harvesters, slightly ahead he is on the income as he should be. Exactly equal on gas production, looking pretty decent so far. Back we go to production. So his first zealot about to pop out and my queen about to come out. So he's going to take out my drone to stop any further scouting, and in the meantime, cybernetics core going down, presumably followed immediately by a forge. My drone is now dead, so let's see what I've managed to see so far. The Marventus camp. I can see that there is a production going on there. I saw that just before the drone went down. Couldn't see what it was. I saw that there was only one gateway, so I knew that he was in no major hurry. I ran back here to do a quick scouting, which I wasn't able to show you just now, but I popped in there anyway. I knew that there was nothing there. So far I knew that he was in no particular hurry to do anything. Right, there it is, the forge going up just now. Now, what is my thinking here? My thinking here is excellent. Let's get out a roach warren. Right, let's do some early harassment, if not an early conclusion to this game. Right, now already at this point, I've decided correctly and then execute poorly, because I rushed with too few roaches, as you'll see in a second. Here we go, his forge about to be done. I've got a bit of a cold, by the way, drinking my tea over here while doing this cast, so I do apologize. But if it sounds just a little bit weirder than usual, well, let's face it, my casts are pretty damn strange to begin with. Here we are, 4 Zerglings have popped out. What am I going to do with these? I'm going to park them a couple at the Zelnaga towers, and I'm going to run a couple and put them here to make sure that no fast expand is happening, or if it is happening, that I know about it. In the meantime, 20 supply, my expansion is about to go down. Is about to conclude, well, actually no it's not, it's 50% of the way through. Getting a little ahead of myself. Now look at this, Protoss ground weapons. He's getting that upgrade super early. Right, but why not? Because that allows him to maintain just a few zealots and still do quite sizable defense, because these guys are vicious. Absolutely vicious. So he's getting his first weapons upgrade. I'm getting out my second queen, popping out my first couple of roaches. My first hatchery of my first expansion about to go up. Now I don't immediately drone with these, because when I'm doing my first initial push, I'm using that lava to create the roaches. Right, so initially there's no droning going on. My mineral count is fine, my gas count is fine. I don't need to improve my mineral situation right now. Second queen is out, so I grab that one and go and seed this this hatchery with some lava as well. Another roach about to pop out, and here comes the zealot to take a little poke around. He doesn't get microed very well at all, and is immediately nuked down by the roaches. Has absolutely no hope whatsoever. Roaches, excellent counter to zealots, because you can, until they get the leg speed upgrade, you can simply keep maneuvering them and nuking them down in focus fire. So roaches, excellent counter to early stage Protoss aggression in general, really, actually. So here we are. We have now got 4 roaches. And we've got a few more around here. We've actually got 6 roaches. Now, what to do with these 6 roaches? I decided to push out with these 6 roaches while popping out a few more and rallying them to this point. So I've got 4 more roaches coming out. They're rallied to this point. Are they? Let's take a look. Where are they? They're not rallied to any point. Ah, there it is. Yeah, it is indeed rallied. And here come the roaches. What do? They stop to take a little peek. There's nothing happening in front there, so they run up the very, very narrow ramp. Now look what he's got. He's got 3 zealots and he's got 3 stalkers. Now he uses the zealots to block the entry by just rushing ahead. And I'm busy taking these zealots down. They go down pretty quickly. Right, and then the stalkers take down my right. Actually, they don't go down pretty quickly. He managed to hold on for a hell of a long time. And now I'm down to just 1 roach. So that didn't work out very well at all. But I've got 4 more over here. I decided to hang back and wait until we see what he does. He does make a little push out, gets caught out by the roaches, and a few stalkers go down immediately. Now I wind up losing all of my roaches here. But he loses quite a few stalkers too, and therefore stops his push short, as indeed he should. And I do a similar maneuver because I've got a few more roaches coming out here, heading to the base, but I stop them short. Now, this is the critical point where stuff starts to go wrong, because I see that the initial roach harassment has failed. Therefore, I'm not going to continue anymore. What needs to happen here is macro up to the mid-game. So now I need to start producing drones. I get a couple more roaches out as defense, but I need to start spreading out. And so far, I'm a base ahead. But the fact that I'm a base ahead is currently no use to me whatsoever, because I haven't droned up there. If we take a look at the income, he is significantly ahead of my income, because although he is on 1 base, at no point did he actually stop droning up. So he has got almost a full command group's worth of drones, and I have got barely 1.5 lines worth of drones. And although my expansion is up, I've got no drones up on that. So now I need to start droning away. So I stop producing units and I start producing drones. So far, right decision. A little bit late, but right decision. He is putting out a Twilight Council and he's upgrading his ground armor. So keep in mind, he's already got +1 weapons. He's now getting +1 armor as well, and getting a Twilight Council here in the hidden area. So far he's playing extremely well. What do? I decide I need to start doing some harassment in order to match this situation, because I know that I can't beat him production-wise as yet on just my unfinished 2 bases. So out comes a lair. Why? Because I want to pop out a spire and I want to get some mutas out to go do some mineral harassment. So far, again, the thinking is okay. Yet execution still slightly weak, because my drone count here, when we looked at this 2 minutes ago, the amount of drones here was 1 and 3, 1 row and 3. It is still 1 row and 3. If we look at over here, we've now got just a handful of drones. So I've had 2 minutes, I've had 2.5 minutes. What did I do? I seem to have done virtually nothing. I got a bunch of buildings, but I did not focus on my economy. Do I need the buildings right now? No, I do not. Now he's starting to research Blink. I'm getting my spire up. And his ground level armor is almost done. He's also getting his first expansion. Now at this point I'm not able to see it. But as soon as droning begins on that, I am going to be even more behind than I am now. So let's take another look at the income tab. See, now I'm starting to catch up slightly, but I'm still 200 minerals a minute behind. His first expansion is now up. We have an observer coming in to see what the hell's going on in our base. He sees that I've got no units hanging out there. He moves up, he sees my small contingent of roaches right there. Moves into my main base. Now I've got my overseer out just in time to spot this. Right, so this observer is actually going to get taken down by the queen, who makes short work of this, but he's seen all he needs to see. He can see I've got no armies here, I've got no armies there, and I've got just a bunch of roaches here. Now let's see if he manages to spy. He actually spied the spire as well. So let's see how he's doing then. His response to this is what? He's getting Protoss ground weapons level 2, and he's getting another drone. Right, and another observer. I'm getting 4 Mutalisks. Why am I getting 4 Mutalisks? Because I want to fly around here and see what he's doing. Because I, at this point, have absolutely no idea. Because I've scouted nothing. I haven't seen the second expansion, and I haven't seen what he's doing in his main base. So right now, I'm seriously behind, really, at the 15-minute marker. I should have done my second scouting at the 7-minute marker, and that didn't happen. Here we go. Mutas coming out. In the meantime, I've got 5 more Mutalisks on the way. He's putting a couple of cannons up, more probes, ground weapons, halfway done now. Now he's busily droning away over here, and he's amassing his initial Stalker Ball here. Now check this out, this is a very important moment. I've got my Mutas coming in, I take down the pylon in order to stop this production. That part, so far so good. If you've got easy pylons, yes, by all means take them down. It goes down, and now we've got an unpowered Twilight Council and an unpowered robotics facility. But nothing was being produced from that anyway, so that didn't really make a difference. Now, you see, I saw the Stalker Ball. I saw the Stalker Ball. So at this point, I know what's coming out my way. I know it's going to be a mass Stalker push. So what do I do? Now, as Zerg, the Stalker Ball is really very much the ball of death. I used to fall for this all the time and still struggle with it. And really the only good counter to this is either mass Speedlings with Infestors or mass Roaches with Infestors. The Infestors are absolutely necessary. He starts pushing out, and I move behind here to get some mineral harassment done. Now the reason, because I did that, he stopped his push out and came right back and delayed this, which is an outstanding moment for me to tech up with my infestation pit and start getting a couple of infestors out. But at this point, I'm already late, because he can push out at any second now and I would be owned at this point. But he did not. Why? Because he hasn't scouted here either and does not know what I've been doing in the last couple of minutes. So what I need to do right now is get that infestation pit out and get those infestors out and energized. Do I do that? No, I don't. So let's take a look at the minute marker now. We spied the mass Stalker Ball at the 15.5 game time minute marker. It is now the 17-minute marker, and I'm just starting the infestation pit. I'm getting a bunch of roaches. That's not such a bad idea, because you do need the roaches even with the infestors. And my mineral count is good, my gas count is good, I can produce the armies. So far so good. Infestation pit coming out way late, but roaches, good idea. Now just amassing roaches just doesn't work. And I know this, and yet I still don't do this correctly here, because I've got my mass of roaches, that's enough. You've got two rows of roaches. If you have a good infestor game, infestor play, then this is enough. Because the infestors will fungo ghost the crap out of the ball, and these guys can take it down. It's all good. However, that's not what I did. Infestation pit came out too late, therefore I started researching pathogen glands too late. And I started putting money into a hive because I wanted to get a Great Aspire out in order to get Broodlords out, which was an excellent idea, but done far too early. You don't need to do that at 96 supplies. But I should have focused on getting a bunch of infestors out and save my money to make that happen the moment it was ready. But instead I wound up using up minerals to upgrade buildings and get to a new level of tier tech when that wasn't actually necessary. And here I'm about to get my third expansion a good 10 game minutes after he got his expansion, which is way too late. So let's take a quick dab at the income tab. Look at this, it is not looking good. He is now still a couple of 100 minerals ahead per minute. This adds up to a lot over time. So and it's been that way now since pretty much the 7-8 minute marker. So there's no catching up for me at this point. back to production. He's producing a Void Ray, a couple of Stalkers. He's transitioning to the air game, while at the same time sending his Stalker Ball of Death in. Let's take a look at how this goes. My hive is about to be done. I try and put money into transitioning to a Greater Spire right away. Where are my infestors? The research is done, but I have not created any infestors at all. And in come the Stalkers, taking down my first expansion, no problem. And my roaches are coming out, focus firing a couple of them down. But here I made a colossal mistake. I followed them down instead of staying in the choke. And as such got totally annihilated. Now take a look at this. This is one command group and a bit worth of Stalkers. We have 2 rows worth of roaches. And when this fight is over, we have no roaches and still almost an entire command group's worth of Stalkers. So this is exactly why you cannot beat upgrading Stalkers with just a bunch of roaches. You must have these festers, and I didn't do that. I was busy teching up to tech level 3 before I actually had built my proper defenses and maxed it out properly. Consequently, nice concave over here. This game is executing in a hurry, and I've got absolutely no choice here but to GG out of the game, because he has clearly won and there's no coming back from this. So there you go, boys and girls. Moral of the day is this: if you are going to transition out of the early rush properly, make sure you macro up correctly and respond correctly to what you scout. Because I actually did everything correctly in the mid-game, scouted what I needed to know, got the knowledge I needed to get, and then reacted completely wrongly to that information, resulting in this complete annihilation to what was actually a lower ranked opponent. I lost a massive 21 points in my league because of this game. And that's how it goes. So comment and dislike below, please. The liking actually makes a hell of a big difference to my ranking. So if you are a fan of the channel, please do like the videos and make any comments that you feel are necessary, and link to your videos and strategies as well. Until next time, when I'm going to be bringing you a good macro game from me to balance out this fiasco. Ta-ta!